All right, class, welcome to Average Tobe's Gym. As you can see, this, or maybe you can't see, but this is my garage here at my place. But when you're working out, you can do it pretty much wherever you find the space. Could be your bedroom, could be the garage, wherever in the house, outside, the park, whatever. You don't need to belong to a gym, you don't need to belong to a sports team, anything like that. Find a place to get it done. For those of you who've been sitting around all summer eating Cheetos and Twinkies and playing video games or whatever it is that you're into and just basically being lazy, that's over now. It's time to get in shape, okay? So our quote of the week is going to be, where there's a will, there's a way. In other words, if you want to get something done bad enough, you'll get it done. Find a way to get it done. And whether that's exercise or being a good student or a good son or daughter, where there's a will, there's a way. Meaning it's totally up to you. I'd like to introduce to you my assistant / girlfriend. This is Miss Ruby. Say hi, Ruby.
Hi.
She's going to be doing the exercises that I'm going to teach you guys. And so I want you to do these at home. And we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff as the semester goes by. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about flexibility. Flexibility is one of the 5 key components of fitness. You may have heard these before. Miss Ruby, do you know what the other 5 key components of fitness are by any chance? We know we have flexibility. What else? Anything? What's part of being fit overall? We got muscles, right?
Yes.
So we call it muscle strength. We got some dumbbells back here. We'll be doing those later. Oh. Yeah, that's how Coach Howell does it. We'll be doing some of that stuff as we move on throughout the semester. But the 5 key components of fitness are flexibility, muscle strength, meaning how much you can lift one time, muscle endurance, how much you can do from a repetition standpoint, cardiovascular exercise, which is stuff that gets the heart pumping, right? Like your PIO or bike riding or jogging, stuff like that. And then the 5th one is body composition, which really refers to your diet, okay? So why is flexibility important? What's the purpose of being flexible? Basically, it prevents you from stiffening up, especially when you get older. You're old like old man Howell right here. I stretch out all the time. For you young people, not quite as important it is for an old guy like me. But however, stretching, flexibility prevents injuries, keeps your body nice and loose. Tom Brady, quarterback of the Patriots. You know Tom Brady, big fan. Big believer in flexibility, and that's why at 43 years old, he's still playing quarterback. So Tom Brady, if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us, right, class? Okay, that being said, let's get into the routine itself. So again, Miss Ruby will demonstrate these stretches. So I want you to do this once I start teaching you actual routines. We start doing our lifting, we start doing push-ups and various activities. I want you to do this flexibility routine before you start anything else. So we're going to teach it to you today. You can do this a couple times, and then you do it before the actual fitness routine that we happen to be doing that day. Do it before class starts. It'll only take you about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay? So, first thing said, questions, Miss Ruby?
How about our warm-up?
Oh, good question. Before we actually start stretching, we want to get the blood flowing into the muscles. I would recommend a nice little jog around the block, up and down the street, just maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Since I don't know if I can trust Miss Ruby to go outside and jog, she's going to do it right here, just getting the muscles flowing, getting the blood flowing a little bit. Maybe you could do some jumping jacks. Anything, just getting a little bit active, getting loose so that you're not totally tight and stiff when the actual flexibility starts. I'd say about 30 seconds or so. How you feeling, Coach Ruby?
Good.
Looking good. Okay. About ready to go?
I think
Feeling a
so.
little bit loose and limber? Okay,
Definitely.
first thing I want you to do is we're just going to do a good old-fashioned toe touch. Okay, so we're just going to call that feet together and hang. And what we're trying to do, we want to get down and hold that position as low as you can. We want to hold each stretch for about 30 seconds. That's our goal. Legs straight. If you can get your hands flat on the floor, that means you're pretty darn flexible. And Miss Ruby obviously has some good flexibility. Girls typically have a little bit more flexibility than a guy. Okay, let's stand up from there. Each stretch, again, we want to take about 30 seconds or so. Now in the same position, let's just put your right leg over your left. And then let's go back down and hold that same position once again. Okay, just stretches it at a little bit different angle. We are focusing primarily here on the back of the legs, the gluteals, which is your rear end, and your lower back. Okay, now let's come back up. Now let's switch legs. Let's now go left over right. Again, all things to exercise to stretch out the back part of your body, the posterior part of your body, meaning the back side. Okay? So again, each stretch we want to hold for about 30 seconds. Once you get to a certain level you can handle, as your body gets used to that, then try to go even a little bit lower if possible. Okay, back up. She beat me to it. She's back here, ready to go. At this point, I want you to place your legs apart. Let's spread the legs wide as you can, but comfortably so. Not too wide. I had some girls last year who could do a full split, and they would do this. Not her, not yet, is what she means, class. Okay, from there, we want to go put your same idea. We just want to go as low as you can. At the same time as our legs are wider, you're working the inner part of your leg, okay? The medial part, if you will. From there, now I want you to take both hands and put them on your right ankle. And get as low as you can. We want to try to keep your legs as straight as possible when we're doing this class. Again, about 30 seconds with each stretch. Fantastic, Miss Ruby. Now let's switch legs. What we're going to be doing is some upper body, some lower body during our stretch. Again, designed to work the back of the leg and the inner leg. Now let's stand up for a moment. In between stretches, go ahead and shake it out a little bit. Kind of get a little bit tired, maybe a little bit of head rush when you're down there. Hope you're feeling okay, Miss Ruby. I will say you're looking very good, as well as feeling good. Fantastic. Okay, now what I want you to do is we're going to call this quad stretch. You want to grab a right leg, and we're going to pull it up tight. Now, Miss Ruby has fantastic balance, as you can see. A lot of you, including even old man Howell sometimes, we have a tendency to lose balance. If you do, I want you to tighten up that foot that you're standing on like a fist, and that will help you maintain balance. Now what we're working here is the front part of the leg, okay, what we call the quadriceps. Go ahead and switch legs. If you do lose balance, you can also grab something. Maybe there's something in your garage or your bedroom that you can hold on to help balance. Someone with Miss Ruby's flexibility and overall balance, she doesn't need it, as you can see. We call this the quadricep because there are 4 muscles on the front of your leg. Quad means 4, FYI. Back down, shake it off a little bit. Looking good. We got a couple more class. Hang in there with me. Now what I want you to do is I want you to lean straight ahead. Keep your left foot flat on the ground. Your right foot, both toes are pointing straight ahead. What we're trying to do is we're trying to stretch out the opposite calf muscle. So if her right leg is forward, we're stretching out her left calf. Okay? You use those muscles a lot more than you think, especially when you're running, whenever you're jumping or running. Now let's switch legs. That calf muscle, you get a deep soreness if you don't stretch that out. So really try to keep your back foot flat on the ground if you can. If you can't step as much, that's okay. But keep both feet flat on the ground, leaning forward as much as you can. Do you feel the burn back there, Miss Ruby?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right, let's get back up now. Let's shake it out. Okay, that's primarily our lower body stretches for right now. Again, you're going to do this before every workout. we're going to go into the upper body stretches. Now what I want you to do is put your arms out to the side, like so, and we're going to start exercising the shoulder. I want you to do what we call arm circles forward. We're just going to make some semi-big circles with our arms, and what we're going to feel, do you feel it right in the shoulders, Miss Ruby?
Yes, I do.
So we're loosening up those shoulders. The shoulder itself is very instrumental in almost every exercise you're going to do with your upper body. So we really want to make sure we hit those. Again, about 30 seconds each. Now let's reverse. Let's go backwards, same idea. Excellent form. Fantastic in every way. Okay, just do about 5 more of those puppies. Okay, our last stretch is, let's take your right arm, put it over your head. With your left arm, let's grab your elbow and let's push it back as much as you can. So we call that a tricep stretch. You want to pull that with your opposite hand, pulling that tricep. Now we talked about the quadricep class, standing for 4 muscles. Miss Ruby, if we call this the tricep, why would we call it the tricep?
Because there's 3 muscles.
3. Did you hear that, class? There are 3 different muscles here. Switch it. Some of you thought you had no muscles back there. Some of you maybe, grandma has some real flabby muscles right there. But we want to get those nice and tight. We're going to be working on those muscles after we do our flexibility. Okay? All right, take a break, Miss Ruby. There's different types of stretches you can do. If there's other things you want to do, totally do those. But for our purposes right now, we want you to do that each and every day, at least before you exercise and before this class begins. Fitness tip of the day. How about grabbing a water right over there? Fitness tip of the day is to stay hydrated. Miss Ruby is a big water drinker. How many of these do you go through a day?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 5?
5 or 6 in a day, okay? Your muscles and your body in general is composed of about 70% water, okay? Therefore, the cells in your body are made up of water. It means you need to replenish that water in your system. You lose a lot throughout the day. Stay away from the Coke. Stay away from the juice. Even milk. Milk is more of a food than a drink, but as far as what you're drinking, we want to drink plenty of water. If you have to drink some of those other things, do it in small amounts, but we want to get as much water as possible. Stay hydrated throughout the day. Anything to add, Miss Ruby?
No, I think that's a great start. I hope this helped all of you.
All right. This is Mr. Howell and Miss Ruby signing off for today. See you next time.